Welcome to episode 1, Beginner's Guide to Cultivating Mass. What we're going to do here, the plan of this video, is basically to bulk for the next 12 weeks and try to hit 250 pounds. Currently sitting around 210, so this will serve as a guideline for anyone else trying to gain large amounts of size. Now, if you're trying to bulk from 170 to 200, or you're trying to go from 250 to 300, the numbers are all going to be different. I'm going to give approximate numbers, and this will not work for every body type. It is intended to be solely a guideline and a jumping off point for you to figure out what works best for you. As many of you know, gains are made in the kitchen, so we're going to start episode 1 in the kitchen. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is figure out your general numbers. By numbers, I'm referring to your calories broken down into fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, your macros. Now, I'm going to tell you the numbers that I use for myself. Yours may be different. It's going to be trial and error. Try going up, try going down. The general rule that I use is approximately 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So for me at 210 pounds is 1.5 times 210. It's going to give me 315 grams of protein. Now for carbs, I like to use, for a bulking phase, 3 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. So for me, 210 pounds times 3, I'm not very good at math, I have to use a calculator, is going to give me 630 grams of carbs. Now this is per day. Now once again, these are all rough numbers. You're not going to hit these numbers exactly every day. The goal is to generally hit these numbers as an average for the week. Then for your fats. Now my fats, I like to do about a little bit less than 1 gram per pound of body weight. So at 210 pounds, let's just call it 200 for easiness. Yes, I'm going to eat almost 6,000 calories a day. I'm going to keep my diet very simple. Rice, chicken, beef, coconut oil. That's it. Keep it simple. And you'll see that throughout this bulk, the only thing that's going to change is going to be the carbohydrate number. What we're going to do is prep 21 meals. That's going to be 3 meals a day for the 7 days a week. We're going to make 7 turkey meatball and rice meals. We're going to make 8 stew meals in the slow cooker, and we're going to make 6 chicken and rice meals. That's just how the math works out easiest for my macros and my needs. You may do 7 of each, you may do 4 and some other weird combination. That's up to you. We're also going to prep the steak for our breakfast. So first, we got all your meats. Yes, I will eat all this in a week. Well, not both of these, really half of each. So the protein numbers, like I said, won't change throughout the year. The only thing that changes is the carbohydrates. Go ahead and preheat the oven for 350. So the first thing that we're going to do is get out some chicken breast. I use 3 packages. That's going to be 6 chicken breasts, 1 per meal. I'm going to take them out, lay them on a pan, and then grab the appropriate seasoning, your choice. Season to taste, and we'll set that aside. Now we are going to make our turkey meatballs. For this I use a 4-pound package of turkey breast, 2 eggs, my choice of seasonings. Throw all 3 packages into a bowl. Mix with your seasonings and the 2 eggs as a binder. Then I prepare a cooking pan and get my scale out. I weigh each meatball to about 135 grams per meatball to fit the daily macros. and then put all that in the oven for 40 minutes. So what we're doing here is getting our rice out. Forgive the protein container, it's easier than those plastic bags the rice comes in. We're going to do 2 cups per pot. That's 1 pot for the chicken and then 1 pot for the meatballs. We're going to add 1 can of kidney beans each, rinsed. We're going to get the rice on the stove. Get that going. Add a little coconut oil, 2 tablespoons per pot. Now we're going to prep our slow cooker stew. For this I use 3 packages of chicken thighs. I use half of a 4-pound package of steak, approximately 2 pounds. I'm doing the same as before, using 2 cups of rice and a can of beans. Got some seasonings, love that sriracha. And we're going to add some broccoli. We're going to add some water to our crock pot. Oh, can't forget to add that coconut oil. So what we're doing here is prepping the steak for breakfast. I try to eyeball an approximate amount per container, per meal. One thing you won't see me do is weigh anything other than measuring those meatballs. I try to focus on hitting the macro goals for the week as an average rather than exact day to day. So that's it. Meals are prepped for the week. Saw the proteins I eat. You see I put coconut oil in everything. That's how I get that 200 grams of fat. So those proteins and the fat's going to stay constant. The only thing that will change from here on out is going to be increasing the carbs as the bulk goes on. We're doing 2 cups now. The bulk officially starts next week. We'll probably do 2.5 next week, and then we'll settle in at 3, and we'll see where we go from there. Stay tuned.